Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Um, that's funny. Cool. Welcome back. How are you doing today? Good? Yeah, good. I'm just gonna assume that's amazing. So, what happens when you guys go into Strondano? It's one of those things that as you go walking into the place, ooh, cookies, and your green chocolate, your green M&M is. I
Nope,
love
that's
it.
a hole. There's
That's
a
a
hole
hole.
in
There's
it.
just a hole in my cookie.
Yes,
See,
the whole.
that's where
What are
he
you
took
worried
his
about?
first nibble.
It's like the perfect.
That's where you bite into a cookie first to get the best flavoring, Scott.
That's like
Don't you know that?
It's like the best way to do what should we call it? Like how do you eat a Snickers or Reese's peanut butter? Right. Anyways, I'm sorry.
His mom used to cut the crusts off his cookies for him, so he doesn't
Yeah.
like.
I have a feeling like Josh is one of those people that had his mom cut the crust off the sandwiches for him.
No way.
He gives me that mom cut the crust
Look
off
at
sort
me.
of vibe.
I do not complain about food, like ever.
Josh is the crust that was cut off of someone's sandwich at some point.
Oh, he is
That's
Florida.
rude.
He is
Josh,
Florida.
I'm
no,
joking.
no, he's from Florida. It makes sense. It's funny actually. My wife is willing to cut the crust off for my daughter, and I say no. It's bread. Eat it. Like,
The crust is a really good part. Like,
Yeah.
So yummy.
that's where the most nutrient dense area is, especially if you buy quality bread. Absolutely not. You're going to eat that and you're going to enjoy it.
That's a myth. It's the same exact stuff as the rest of
It's-
the.
it tastes better because it touched the butter more. So
That is where you're correct, my dude.
Or the egg
Those
wash,
are
depending.
brat.
Yep, depending.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's be serious. We're buying it from like Target inside of a bag that was pre-cut, and it's like. Anyways, moving on. So you're when you guys go walking into Strondano, Strondano as a city, it's actually kind of a that middle area between a small town and a large town. You know, where there's like thousands of people that live there. No, my apologies. It's a large town where there's like 4,000 or 5,000 people that live there. It's actually a pretty decent sized place. The buildings that are here, as you're like on the outskirts of the place, they tend to be a bit more spaced out, as you can imagine. But once you get closer and closer and closer to the coast, there's gonna be more and more buildings that are there. Now, as I said beforehand, this place is a place that predominantly just fishes the lake. Now, the fishing of the lake that happens on this lake as a whole, and Doxy, you know all these things, their cultural lore, 21 with a 12 stunt die check. The way that the fishing of this lake goes is it's actually very, very, very aggressive. So not only is it like this town versus that town, it's also this fishing market, like business versus that one. And even more so, it's not just aggressive in the typical mindset of like, oh, I know the best areas and I'm not going to share them. It's like legit, you hire slaves to act as soldiers on your boats and attack other boats and try not to get caught doing it. Like they will straight up murder other people just to be successful. It is not very nice. And of course, the most successful person on this lake for that was, of course, Nori, who we just discussed no longer is with us, unfortunately. So Nori's was his market was one that kind of like took care of everything. His biggest competition wasn't anywhere in this town. Nobody here was dumb enough to try to go up against his political and seafaring or fishing might, because their business would drown miserably if they had tried. Actually, he competed with two other businesses that did very well out of Tico Capro that were on the other edge of the lake over there. But either
Was
way,
he wed?
he was not wed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Children?
No children. At one point in time, he did have a spouse. She's no longer around. You don't know if, actually nobody knows if it was a divorce or a death or she's just not around anymore. And
He was killed.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, his
bastard child, maybe.
I mean, not that you know of, or anything.
Yes.
And you can certainly.
Laszlo, the bastard child.
Yeah. Actually, he married his real name. That was actually his alias. His real name is Carol Baskins. Did I say it right? Yes, Carol Baskins. He owns tigers. I did it.
Hey, all
I
you
made a joke.
cool bass and trout.
Oh God, I hate that.
I don't get the reference.
Oh.
She would always open up her like web live streams with "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens."
Oh, I do know that from like hearing little clips here and there. Yeah, I didn't watch that show because I like my life. So the you guys go walking into the town. If there was an important death that happened here, as you can imagine, in most cities and towns, in most eras and most countries, nobody seems to give a shit. They're just going about their daily lives, doing what they need to do. So as you come walking through the place, you can see that it's actually bustling, people fishing, doing what they need to do, marketplace is open, so on and so forth. Finding out which estate was his is pretty easy as well. Just kind of like riding through walking through the town. You're going to be able to see his estate over on the coast. It's literally a decent sized place, very well maintained, perfectly manicured, like yard and whatnot, that grass and everything that's outside of it. It is absolutely beautiful looking. It's multi-story estate that he has up there. It's genuinely just very beautiful, and you can see that just as like ooh, let me look over there and kind of checking it out. I don't know if your characters are trying to head there immediately, if you want to find another place to hold up for a bit. What's our approach here?
Laszlo,
Yes.
how easily would you be able to falsify a will?
I'd have to see one. I've never worked in Yvonne's.
Oh, so many poor lonely old men have included me in their will. I could very easily coach you through it.
Okay.
Just a matter of whether or not you have the materials and the will, if you will, to write one.
I mean, I don't have an issue with writing one. It seems like a good way to approach the situation. Did Chrisellen tell us about the previous diamond that showed up?
Would I have known about the previous diamond?
That's you knew that, didn't you?
Okay, yeah.
Your
Chrisellen would like
Okay.
anything that he's telling me, I'm telling you guys, because when I don't tell you guys things, people die and I get mad.
So to be clear, you would tell them about the diamond, of course. Now you, of course, have your own personal suspicions that this person might in fact be a ruby, but you wouldn't share that, would you?
They would know about rubies. I would 1,000% tell. It would have taken me a while to tell them about the existence of rubies, but I would.
I am so sorry that just, and I understand like pushing forward and getting good RP is important for the sake of pushing the story. But your character explaining rubies, especially since, chat, if you don't know, the concept of the Jewels of Eroth was Doxy's idea. This was like 85% Doxy's baby. Like she came up with the idea and then I just kind of like molded it to fit the world. So Doxy, I would love to watch an RP between you and these characters explaining what rubies are.
Okay.
And I should probably make a
runs-
handout of the actual pyramid structure for you guys.
Yeah, and show it to chat for sure.
Do we have that as a command in chat? I feel like we did forever ago.
Not that.
Okay, I'll make a command. I'll do all that stuff right now. Thank you. I'll mute myself while you guys chat.
We'll say that this is the night that I got attacked in the woods. Yeah? Do you guys
Okay.
remember?
Yeah. Okay. That was a ways back, but yeah.
It was a while ago, sure. Yeah, okay.
But we had already been together for a few months by that point, right?
I think at that point it was like 2 weeks, maybe like a week.
Okay, it needs
Yeah.
to be past then. Because she wouldn't, after just 2 weeks, tell you.
Yeah, because that was like on the way, remember?
Honestly, this could be because it's relevant. It could be just like a few days ago. It could be like now that it's actually relevant. You're like, gentlemen, there's something I need to tell you about. You know?
Okay, yeah, actually, because of this, maybe I tell you now about
Okay.
rubies. That makes sense. Okay. So, who wants to hear a story about murder?
Oh, sorry, you were probably expecting me to jump at the opportunity.
I mean, a little. It's exciting. It's murder.
I'm
Not that I
just,
ever wish for it, but it's still terribly exciting.
You confused me. We just got yelled at a couple of days ago for that, and now it's exciting.
This Nori, I've never met him.
Mm-hmm.
Going to pretend that I've met him. Going to pretend that he's leaving the decision of who is to take over his business to me. We're going to need to falsify some documents for that, but the circumstance surrounding his death is, well, to outside perspective, quite bizarre, but I know exactly what happened. Somebody, a competing business perhaps, a spurned customer, he wasn't very well loved, Horinor. Somebody hired an assassin. An assassin in the form of a diamond. Those diamonds are called rubies.
Are you?
Heavens no. You see me with blood.
I've also seen you think really, really well in a bad situation, more than I would have assumed.
I have great brains. A weak stomach, but great brains.
That's fair. That's true. Hmm. How do you how would we know if someone's a ruby if we run into them?
You won't. I might.
So assassins. Okay.
Very skilled, very beautiful, very deadly women. Slumber parties are very fun at the academy.
Sounds horrifying, actually.
It actually does kind of sound like a nice time.
Okay.
I'll get you an in at some point, Oscar.
All right.
So, we shouldn't say that you're a diamond then, right? Because 2 diamonds coming within such proximity of themselves and
Suspicious,
one
maybe.
having maybe killed somebody.
It's not that suspicious, actually.
Okay.
They don't know the diamond did this. Hey, Scott, how was he found dead? Do they know how he died?